Time now for lunch break. We are making a great high-protein, low-cal chili. Chef Johnny Prep from Zoup is here with us today. And you are so amazingly organized. I love this. It all looks so beautiful, ready with all your ingredients.
Chefs call this mise en place. It's everything in its place. It really makes cooking a lot easier.
It does. That's what I thought. As soon as I walked up here, I'm like, okay, we're all ready to go here.
Exactly. We've got a spicy black bean chili, which starts off with the foundation flavors of aromatics, which is the onions, the carrots, the green peppers, and celery, which we sauteed for about 10 minutes here. We're just going to pour that in the pot and get that going. And then we're going to add our plate of flavor. So our plate of flavor takes this chili and adds the chili peppers, the chili powder, a little cayenne. If you want a little less spicy, just cut that down a little bit. You got the savory kind of Jamaican flavor from the thyme and the bay leaves. The sugar actually just counterbalances the acids of the tomatoes. You got some mild chilies and some garlic, and all that flavor goes right in here. This is really kind of a fusion between a Jamaican black bean soup and a Southwest chili.
Oh, I see.
You know, it really is, and it's really a nice. It's a vegetarian. It's low fat.
I love that, and so high in protein, which is perfect. We're always looking for ways to, I think, increase protein in our diets. It's
Absolutely.
good for building muscle.
That's the cool thing about Zoup is they always have like vegetarian, low-fat type foods available to you every single day, so you've got lots of choices.
That's great because when you think of soup, you traditionally think of really fatty soups.
You know,
filled with butter, and this is a wonderful option.
That's exactly right. This is 160 calories per cup. And, you know, that's just the way it is when you walk in our restaurants. We always have 12 soups. You walk in the door and they're saying, you want to try it? It's almost like going to a soup tasting. I mean, it's a really cool customer experience.
And you brought some soup tasting for us later after we make our chili here.
So we put 3 different types of tomato products in here. We've got a crushed tomato, we've got a diced tomato, and we've got a tomato paste. So it really gives it kind of a nice, complex series of tomato flavors in there. The tomato paste kind of thickens a little bit, adds a little bit of acid, and then we use a nice, rich vegetable broth. We don't use chicken because this is vegetarian, right?
It's a vegetarian option.
You see how nice and dark it is? That's a beautiful stock, which good soups have to have that beautiful stock.
Steve's going to be so happy that you have a vegetarian option today.
There you go.
Listen closely.
There you go. There you go. So we let that cook for about an hour before we add our black beans and our cilantro. And if you want to hand me those black beans over, I appreciate that. Now, you can use dry black beans and soak them overnight if you want, or you can use canned black beans, which home chefs it's a little bit easier because sometimes you don't remember to soak them the night before.
Right, yes.
But if you use the canned ones, make sure you rinse them really good because you don't want like that saucy stuff that comes in the can in your soup. It just the
flavor of that liquid is
it doesn't work
just
for
yucky.
You. So we're going to put that all right in there, and this is going to cook for about an hour. And then when you're done with that, what we do is they take our burr mixer and we give it a light blend. We're not going to do a heavy blend after we cook. We're going to do a light blend because we want some of the black beans to show up.
Right, because you want some thick consistency in there.
Exactly, exactly.
Now, we saw you doing that in the break. Are you going to try that again? Because
you know something, I think I'm going to only risk that once. You know, it's just, you know, that wouldn't really work for me. But I did
Not that I don't trust you, but when we've done that before, it's gotten all over the cameras.
But I did bring a nice tasting of soup. So I've got some lobster bisque here. I've got some chicken pot pie. I've got our spicy black bean chili. You know, we've actually got 200 recipes that when they started this restaurant, the owners back in 1997 worked for 2 years with tasting groups to develop 200 star soups.
I didn't even know there were 200 kinds of soups.
You know, it's incredible, but they've made soup the star. You know, and everything that goes with it. So here we've got the vegetarian low-cal soup. We've got a chicken pot pie soup, which is just comfort food on a spoon.
And this one, I love this. So it's got sort of the chicken pot pie filling.
Exactly.
And then you put breadcrumbs on top, so it really does seem like the pot pie.
Exactly. It's just exactly like that.
Oh, it's
And then we've got a very luxurious lobster bisque. And I'll tell you something, there are a lot of restaurants just don't make good lobster bisque. This is fast casual with beautiful lobster bisque. You can actually see the seafood in the soup.
Oh, wonderful.
Which is rare.
Well, let's get a spoon.
Okay.
Zoup has 2 locations in the Chicagoland area. They're in Downers Grove and they are in Warrenville. If you want to find out more information on the recipe we made today on either one of the restaurants and their huge list of different soups, log on to WGNTV.com/midday.
We're opening a new one in Bloomington next week.
Oh, excellent.
There
Good
you
for
go. There you go. You want to have a taste?
I do.